Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 30 of FTB Infinity Evolved Skyblock mode. I want to start off today by appreciating the quantum solar panel a little bit more. Yesterday I said that the quantum solar probably produced about 1/4 of its daytime production at night, so it produces 4,000 EU, 40, 96, whatever, during the day. It apparently produces half of that at night. That's how it's better than just 8 ultimate hybrids together. The ultimate hybrids produce 1/8 of their nighttime or of their daytime production at night. By the way, why was its energy buffer full earlier? Huh, I don't know. Um, Whatever. But the quantum solar panel produces 1/2 of its daytime production at night. So the amount of production you lose to nighttime or rain losses not nearly as high. Um, which is super neat. Anyways, let's start off today by just requesting another quantum solar panel. We're not going to watch its progress or anything. In fact, can I do two? I can't. Go. I'm just going to make them because I want them. And we're going to need a whole bunch of them down the line. So it's good to get them started now. Anyways, let's move on to today's project. Today, I would like to automate a lot of the Thaumcraft related processes. So we have our another node growing here. Hasn't grown much. Because it's only, sat here for, this node's only sat here for a couple hours, like real lifetime. So, but we have this one big node. I want to put that to use generating centivis for us, make recharging our wand easier, bunch of Thaumcraft stuff to do. Let's dive right in. Very first thing I want though is the Arcane crafting terminal. So, I need to make another Arcane work table for that, but the Arcane crafting terminal, and you can probably guess what it does, right? It lets me craft, or lets me connect it to the ME system to automatically pull ingredients out of it. Very convenient. With any luck, that means we won't need this Arcane crafting table, Arcane work table anymore. So turn this into an Arcane work table. Get up. I never carry axes around with me anymore. It makes breaking chests and stuff very difficult. Oh, how I suffer. Anyways, that should do it. Alright, one Arcane crafting terminal. It still needs a wand to pull energy from, so we're going to take our wand with us. Put this here. You can also give a set of equipment, put a set of equipment in here. The Arcane crafting table, when you craft, uses what you're actually wearing to calculate the bonus, but you can put a set of high reduction robes in here and hit the swap armor button to put them on when you want to do the crafting. Although apparently this turns your night vision off every time, so I'm probably not going to bother. Cool. That's the first thing. Next, I want to work on automatically recharging this wand. There's a couple ways to go about doing that, and the Thaumonomicon walks us through it. So, first thing is we need to be able to stabilize nodes. This Don't worry about the details, but you have to craft a node stabilizer. Ignore all the recipes shown here. I think these are the defaults. A lot of these are edited. From there, though, we can either draw the vis out of the node directly on a wand recharge pedestal, which charges the wand by depleting the node. That's fine and dandy and all, but there's a better way. And that is, I believe, under this one. You can create what's called an energized node with a node transducer, a node stabilizer, and, well, a node. So, I'm going to skim through this really quick. You can pause to read it if you feel like it. Anyways, yeah, here it is. So, nodes are tiny gateways to a mysterious font of mystical energy, around which the energy slowly accumulates in the form of this. The gateway is so small that only a tiny, next page, amount of energy leaks into our reality. Yada, yada, yada. The idea is that we can change a node into an energized node so they do not store or recharge vis. However, they produce a steady stream of centivis, which is kind of like, centimeters, right? 1/100th of a meter or 1/100th of a vis. Does it per tick? And we can use that we can use that centivis energy to do stuff. So each relay acts yada yada yada. Hold on. Each relay acts as a conduit for CV at any number of relays to be placed within 8 blocks of. Okay, that's just how to transfer the energy with this relays. Yep. Yeah, okay. So let's craft the components we need. That is a stabilizer and a transducer. Let's pin those. I think you only need a basic stabilizer. You don't need the advanced one, assuming it's crafted from that. Okay, yeah, and then I'm going to try this process with one of our small nodes first, just to make sure I don't mess it up. But afterwards, we'll use it to turn our, load in please, our monster node here into a monster energized node. Crafting recipes aren't all that bad. So we craft a stabilizer and a transducer. Let's set this up. I guess we'll set it up over near our nodes. That would make sense. Sure, right here. Center it in the chart. So we want to place a stabilizer and we want to place a node directly above it. Let's use this node for our experimentation. I don't even know what's in it. Not a half bad node. It'd be a shame if it damaged it somehow. Lever. You are coming with me. First of all, place the node above the stabilizer. You can see the stabilizer does its thing, like bubbles the node. This has a few effects. Most notably, though, it prevents the whole node bullying thing from happening. Alright, so now that we have a node captured here, then we just have to place a transducer above it, I believe. And give a redstone signal to that. Once you power one of these nodes, you almost never want, once you turn a node into a energized node, you almost never want to undo the operation, so I always power it with a block of redstone. That rather quickly drains all the vis from the node, and eventually I think it begins to look different. There we go. After took about a minute, it became this energized aura node. So the numbers here now mean something different. While the numbers on these nodes mean that's the amount of vis that's in the node, these numbers represent the amount of centivis being generated by this energized node. So this energized node produces 6 ignis centivis, 4 terra centivis, and 5 aqua centivis. To use it, we need to make these vis relays. So the vis relay itself is for just the pure Thaumcraft, and then a vis relay interface is like a P2P tunnel for vis. It's not actually a P2P tunnel, so you can transfer it over P2P, but it allows you to transport centivis energy. Let me show you what I mean. By placing a vis relay down, we can see a beam of energy. It's linked between the energized node and the relay. We place that on a vis relay interface, and then we can store the vis relay interface into our memory card. And now the basically that location is stored in the memory card. We can then link it to our arcane crafting table, and our wand in here automatically recharges. Now, because I used the test node here, right? This node doesn't produce all the vis; it only produces aqua, terra, and ignis. Our wand will only be recharged from those 3 aspects. Additionally, you can only link one relay to an arcane crafting terminal. You can't just energize a dozen nodes and link them all here. At least I think that's how that works. Let me read the book a bit more actually, to be sure. Otherwise, I don't want to accidentally mislead you here. Yeah, here's where it says that relays use a branching system, so each relay can only have one source, either another relay or energized node, but it can have multiple childs that branch off of it. So it's a one to many connection, which means that there's no way to converge multiple producers together. So you can see now our wand is fully recharged of those 3 aspects. Anyways, I'm going to set up another one of these now, except this time I'm going to use it to energize this node. I think the way it works is that it takes actually the square root of each of the elements or each of the aspects, and that is how many centivis you get. So like this one, I'll get 67, square root of that is 8 and change, but I don't know if it rounds or if it rounds down, so I think I'll get 8 air. Let's see, 146 square root is 12 and change, so I'll get 12, or no, 13 terra. Oh boy, 232 square root. What's that? 16? 17? No, it's less than that. 15 is 225. It's 15. Perdicio, and I'm done trying to do math on camera. I'm just gonna stabilize it, and we'll see what it becomes. So I'll set up another one of these because I don't want to unstabilize this node because that damages the node. This node can still be useful for other things. Well, no turning back now. Our big node is stabilized. You can undo the node stabilization without doing any damage to it. However, undoing the node transducer does damage it. So I guess this is the point of no return. Is it centered? Looks good to me. Alright, so this might even take longer than normal because it has to drain the node first and then stabilize it. And I think it's done. The node is now energized. It's as bright as it was before. And as you can see, it produces, first of all 6 basic elements, and it produces them in far greater quantity than this does. So as you saw, I think the numbers I said earlier are what we see here. No, I said it was 15 for something, right? I don't know, whatever. Bunch of centivis here. So we just connect a relay here. And then my memory card, clear that, and now we can link this relay to our crafting table. This unlinks the previous one, so now we're only being charged by the one relay, the big relay. However, that node produces tons and tons of centivis, so it's able to charge this wand up reasonably quickly, actually. Remember, the centivis is produced per tick, and there's obviously 20 ticks to a second. So this node per second produces, 1.8 air, 2.6 ordo, 2.8 ignis, so on and so forth. So yeah, it recharges our wands quite quickly. But the best thing is that just the wand, by sitting in here, gets recharged. So almost all the time when you come to use your wand, it'll be fully charged. You don't have to worry about it. Next, I want to deal with all of these bottles that we're using for Vis storage, or I guess essentia storage. It's extremely inconvenient, requires a lot of work to, micromanage them from the Arcane Alembics and all. Well, we can improve that with the help of applied energistics. So we can store essentia either in jars and use essentia storage buses, or, oopsies, 1K essentia. What are they called? Essentia storage. But yeah, there's digital storage for essentia. So let's look to build some of these components. The limit here, though, is that they require some ethereal essence. And there's 2 ways to get it, as far as I know. Way 1, the not so good way, let me find a sacrificial node really quick, is to literally sacrifice a node. So if you hit a node long enough, you can mine it just like any other block. The fact that we're flying makes this take extra long. I'm sorry, node. This hurts me as much as it hurts you. But when it dies, it gives you a little bit of ethereal essence that matches the aspects that were in that node. Now, these essences are actually quite nice because if we get a thermometer and scan one of them, we can see the aspects on them. It contains 2 aurum, that like sun-like aspect. And these essences are the easiest way to get the aurum aspect. But we can't, afford to just go breaking nodes left, right, and center for them, because nodes are a limited and rather valuable resource. So the other way to get them is to kill wisps. Going through my nether portal was a mistake. I came here, and first of all, a creeper immediately blows up, killing my portal. Wait, that's actually really bad. I don't have a way home anymore. Oh no. Why do you do this to me? I'm gonna have to die in here and then get my stuff back, I think. But now that I'm here, let's get a wisp before we have an accident. Wait, I don't even have... Oh, I don't have an angel block with me. Alright, we'll build right off our platform here then. So, wisps just spawn naturally in the nether, in darkness. Let's fly away and let one spawn. Here they are. They just little glowy balls. Each one has an aspect on it, so that the one I just grabbed is a fire wisp. I wonder, can a fire wisp relight my portal? Hey, let's put you back. We'll take this one, the lightning wisp. Hey, zap me, please. Hey, zap me, please. Can you relight my portal, please? I need my portal relit. I don't think he's gonna relight my portal. Oh, this sucks. Alright, if you're not gonna light my portal, then you're dead to me. When you kill one of these, I didn't even bring a weapon with me, they drop the ethereal essence that matches their color. So like this is a fire wisp, it'll drop a fire essence. At least I think that's how it works. Yeah. Alright, so I need to get home. Actually, is there a... Oh, there we go. I can slash spawn. Oh, that probably puts me at world spawn, doesn't it? I deleted my waypoint. Oh, wait. Apparently I've been here. Alright, we'll fly back to our base. It's northwest. Well, good thing I have plenty of jetpack fuel. Anyways, the reason I needed the wisp was to make a powered spawner for it, so go. And this will take a while. And then combine the broken spawner with a powered spawner, an anvil, 30 levels, and we have a wisp spawner. How much energy does that take with a octadic capacitor? I recall the Enderman spawner was like 15k RF a tick. I hope this is less than that. Oh yeah, much less than that. Perfect. So, I'm gonna set up a spawner area, just like I'm going to put a whole bunch of spawners over by our farm / wither farm here. I suspect this has stopped running because I've run out of wither skeleton skulls. We can turn that off. Expanded the platform here a little bit and built a room in here that has a spawner spawning the wisps now just to kill them. So there's of the various killing methods, I actually like grinder, spikes, etc. I prefer spikes the most because they can be enchanted with fortune or looting. However, in order to kill these mobs with spikes, we have to literally pull them into the spike. And these mobs can fly, which means that just using vector plates doesn't work. So in comes Thaumcraft once again. The attractor obelisk, or rather the kinetic attractor from Thaumatic Tinkerer, literally just pulls mobs towards it. The attractor obelisk from Ender Isle says it does the same thing. It doesn't work on 2/3 of mobs, so I usually don't bother with it. I think the way the attractor obelisk works is that it causes the mob to aggro it, but mobs with range attacks, like the wisps, don't have to walk towards it when aggroed on it. The kinetic attractor literally pulls them. So let's craft this. I recall, yeah, this step has to be done in infusion. So let's go do a couple infusions really quick. This will hopefully be our last time having to use the silly bottles. Items look a little weird when they're on the pedestals right now. For some reason, they're like double rendering. Don't know why, but I'm pretty sure it's only a visual thing. So anyways, infusion time. Unfortunately, no way to speed this up. Have to wait for it. In the spirit of batch crafting, I'm going to make a couple of these, I guess 3 wand focuses for now. I don't want to go overboard because the process gets simpler later when I don't have to micromanage the essentia. But 3 will give us enough to run, well, 3 mob farms. And for, most mobs that we don't kill with spikes, it doesn't even matter. Anyways, almost done crafting these. The next step is very simple. That's just a arcane crafting table. I'm now starting to second guess if I actually need the corporeal attractor or the kinetic attractor. I think the corporeal attractor might be the one that pulls mobs, and the kinetic attractor pulls item entities. Let's just read the book and find out. Let's see. Whoopsies. Here it is. Kinetic attraction. So the kinetic attractor sounds like it does items. In that case, I want the other one, which is probably the corporeal attractor. Alright, let's just make one and find out. They need to be powered by redstone to function. So if I put this here, yeah, there we go. Pushing or pulling. I want it pulling mode. Alright, so let's go set this up with our mob farm now. Actually, let's get a spike while we're at it. Do I have a fortune enchanted spike? I do not. Alright, let's go enchant it. He kept trying to put this fortune on the spike and it kept not going on. I was like, why does it work? And it occurred to me I need looting, not fortune. Unfortunately, I don't have any looting. So let's set up a automatic enchantment system that'll just make me a whole bunch of enchants. Alrighty, this auto enchanter will just take some of our essence, turn it into enchanted books, and store it in this diamond chest. It'll take it some time though, so for now I'm just gonna grab some of these books for myself and manually enchant them until I get a looting 3 book. Wish me luck. Took a long time to get looting. Used all my books up, didn't get it. Eventually I started enchanting swords, and I finally got one. So I have looting 3 and 2 Reaper 4 books. I can combine those to form a Reaper 5 book, and then take the looting off the sword, and swap that onto the spike. At long last, a spike with Reaper 5, looting 3. The other stuff doesn't really matter. So let's go use this to start killing all those wisps. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll bust a hole down here and place the corporeal attractor there. That pulls all the mobs to it. And then, well, I need to put the spike on it somehow. Actually, I'm going to move this slightly. Alright, first of all, stop spawning mobs. Second of all, let's despawn all of these by just running away a little bit. Ow, stop it. You're really annoying. Stop zapping me. Alright, if we fly far enough away, they'll despawn. Or not. Alright then. Time to die, I guess. Die. I don't actually have a good sword, so I'm just using my pound sword because it gives me these weak blood shards from time to time. Alright. Anyways, let's move this just a tiny bit. If I put it right in the wall here, I can have it such that only one side... Oh, no. Don't throw that off the cliff. Anyways, I can have it such that only one side of the corporeal attractor is exposed. Put the spike on that side. Nope, not with that. We put the spike right up against this thing. We have to click again. That'll work. Not facing the way I want it to face for. You know what? Let's fix it. It's functionally the same, but I want it to look nice, you know? No. How? I was aiming here. This is going to be more difficult than I initially envisioned. Figured it out. Place a dummy block there, put the spike against that. The spike's allowed to free float, and then you put down the attractor. Alright, have it on pulling mode, and we can seal this back up. Turn you on as well. So now any mobs that spawn should automatically get pulled through the attractor here, at least towards the attractor, which causes them to die to the spike. I guess I could poke a hole here to look at them. That seems to at least be approximately what's happening. It seems like the mobs on the far side might actually just be too far away. That one's not being pulled. Let me investigate. Nothing a few fans can't fix. So the fans are pushing the mobs towards the front, and I put some cobblestone here just to block them from spawning directly behind the spawner or the power source. So now, all we have to do is collect the drops. There's enough EXP here, we may as well collect the EXP too. So I'll just get a vacuum hopper, which can grab both. We'll store all the EXP, well, as much of the EXP as we can suck up at least, into this experience obelisk. I think the issue is that the vacuum hopper actually can't push EXP fast enough. Maybe I'll try there's an experience vacuum as well, like a vacuum chest, an experience vacuum chest. maybe I'll switch to using that. Anyways, what I'm really after though are all these ethereal essences, and these mob souls. And I guess we get some wool of bat too, because bats periodically spawn inside. So let's store all this into just a drawer wall. The most common essences are these first six, Terra, the six basic essences. And then all these non-basic ones show up. Wait, why is there only one aqua? Oh, you're supposed to be in that stack. Why didn't you stack? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, all these non-basic ones are they show up, but a lot less common than the basic aspects. Another neat thing is we get these mob souls, which we'll use for resurrection stones. And manually assign all the important items to a drawer. I think I'm just going to unlock it and let the storage drawers automatically assign the rest of the slots. That's all the ones we have for now, apparently. I'll leave it unlocked, let this fill up. I think storage drawers is smart enough not to assign a second slot to an item while the first slot is still accepting items. I hope. So this here will basically eventually it'll fill up with, it'll assign one slot to all the secondary, whatever, minor aspects. But for now, this is producing a significant supply of all the primary aspects. All that's left to do is hook it up with a storage bus. There you go, fully automated production of ethereal essences. Not tremendously fast, but it's good enough. I don't need, I'm not using these essences as my primary source of essentia or anything. So, good enough for now. With these essences, though, let's start crafting those digital essentia storage cells. Much like their item storage variant, the essentia storage is, has 1K, 4K, 16Ks, and 64Ks. At 16K and above, though, you need Salus Mundus to make it, and I just don't have a great automated way of making that yet. So for now, let's just make a whole bunch of 4Ks. One slightly annoying thing about this Arcane crafting table is that, it doesn't automatically grab the best type of crystal. It actually just grabs what is showing up, at that moment in JEI. So if I hit this button right now, it'll grab charge Certus for this slot, Certus for that slot, charge Certus for that slot, and pure Certus for this slot. It'll try to do that, but it won't succeed because I'm apparently out of pure Certus. But it makes the JEI import not very useful. This crafting also uses a fair bit of these aspects, but because our wand automatically recharges itself, and rather quickly at that, 2.9 Ignis only takes, a second or two to charge. It's not that bad. I'm going to make enough for 10 4Ks. That's 30, I believe, 1Ks. Oh, these cells use this warded glass stuff, which takes bunch of stuff. Great wood planks, crystallos, magicales. We made a little bit earlier for some reason, for something blood magic related. Right? I forget what it was. But I have to, for this lava crystal. But I have to make more now because I only had enough left over for one storage cell. Made up all the essential storage cells, and we can drop them in an ME drive just like regular storage cells. In fact, let's actually put these on the other side. So this side will be for essentia. The other side, whoopsies, before items. I don't know why sometimes throw the items when I do this, and sometimes I want them to go. But now we have digital storage for essentia. We need a terminal to view it. So I believe that's just the essentia terminal. There's also a wireless version of it, although I question how useful that actually is. The essentia terminal here, once it's online, lists all the essentia it has. It's basically a fluid terminal. There's a input and output slot for jars and vials. But before I store all our essentia digitally, we need a way for our ME system to supply essentia to infusions. And for that, there is an infusion provider, I believe it's what it's called. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. An infusion provider. It provides essentia for infusions. This provider is probably one of the deepest nested recipes I've done in a while. So there's this, which requires essential mirrors. And it's not just that it's nested, but it's nested in the arcane infusion, which is really annoying. Mirrored glass, mana glass pane, mana glass requires mana infusion. But did all that off camera because it's kind of boring. Now to start the actual infusion, oh, I didn't check to make sure I had all the aspects. Well, here's hoping I have them all. It uses a whole 64 machina. That's a whole warded jar of it. By the looks of it, though, I did have a warded jar of it. Good thinking, Jimmy. The others I'm pretty sure I have because they're used quite commonplace. Infusion's done. So I can put this infusion provider anywhere on the B network, and as long as it's remotely close to the runic matrix, this seems close enough, it'll basically be able to provide any essentia that's in the ME system to the infusion. So if I say take this jar, I crafted another essentia terminal to put over here. I can store this in the ME system, and I can do the same with all of these, and now I no longer have to deal with the jars. As for getting the essentia in from the Lembics into the ME system, there are also essentia import buses. I mean, they work like fluid import buses or item import buses, except instead of fluids or items, they do essentia. So from now on, all of our essentia management will be through the ME system, which is a lot simpler than dealing with warded jars, let me tell you that. All I have to do is attach the import bus, the essentia import bus, to the Arcane Alembic. And now if I want to, let's find some essentia that I need more of. Ordo and Perditio, let's go with that. So these are basic aspects. I can just grab from the ethereal essence that I have tons of, or I could grab the shard. Probably better, actually. Well, what are Perditio shards called? These entropy shards. There we go. All right, and then I can just throw them into the hoppers here and cue them to be melted. Good enough split. And now, before, right, when these turn into the aspects, I had to come and hit the alembic with the jar to empty it out, but no more. The Essentia import bus automatically takes care of that now, stores it in our ME system, and we can see the various aspects are all just ticking up. So that greatly simplifies Essentia management for the runic matrix, for infusions. There's a lot more I want to do in Thaumcraft going forward, but it seems like this is all the time we have for today. So let's wrap up here. Tomorrow we'll come back and continue our thaumaturgy journey. Who knows where that will lead. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.